All right, here's an example of Rt30. So this is the worksheet that is now going to involve or incorporate our overhang and the length of our overhang. Building is giving us, this question is giving us 22 foot, 11 1/4 inch span, a pitch of 1/6, and a projection of our cornice area of 7.5 inches. If we have a pitch of 1/6, first thing we want to do as carpenters, switch it over to slope so that we can start to use our framing square. So we take our pitch of 1/6. I need to find out, number one, what is my unit rise? Well, that is my slope. How much does it rise per unit of run? If I multiply that by 24, as we discussed before, that is going to give me a 4-inch rise. Now I know my triangle, my unit triangle. Every time I go 12 inches in run, I'm going to go 4 inches in rise. Now the number off the Stanley framing square, if I look under the 4, is 12.65. That as well as inches. I could also go a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This number just, we're going to round it to 2 decimals. That's what Stanley has done on the square. Question number 2 asks us the length per foot of common rafter. Well, we took it right there, right off the square. So number 1, unit rise, 4 inches for every 12. We found that out right here. Converting our pitch to our slope. Unit rise is equal to 6 inches. Number 2, length per foot of common rafter. Length per foot of common rafter. I'm going to start to abbreviate some stuff a little bit here. That is right here. This is our unit run. This is our unit rise. This is our unit line length, or our line length per foot of common rafter is equal to 12.65 inches. 1:1:1 ratio. Inches to inches to inches. We could change that into feet and be 1 decimal something as feet. Next one is half the span as a decimal is what it says on your worksheet. I said that we don't want to just half the span as a decimal. Let's take half the span and take that and convert it into units of run. So our span right now of our building is 22 foot 11 1/4. Well, how many units is that? I know that I have 22 full units. Then I've got 11 1/4 of a unit. 11 1/4 inches of a unit being 12. So 22 foot, and then I take 11.25 inches, divide that by 12 inches, will give me decimal units. I know it's not a full unit. A full unit is 12. So now, when I punch that in, 11.25 divided by 12 gives me 0.9375 of a unit. I have 22 full units, so my span is 22.9375 units. Number 3 is asking me for half the span. So I'm taking that span as units and dividing it by 2, which is equal to 22.9375 units divided by 2 gives me 11.469. This was units divided by 2. This is now units. Units of run. So halfway across my building is 11.469 units. Number 4. Decimal length of the common rafter. Every time I go 1 unit of run, I go up 4 inches. If I'm going 11.469 units over, how far up the slope am I going? So what is the line length of my overhang? I will take 11.469 units times 12.65 inches per unit to give me, I've pre-punched these into my calculator, 145.083 inches. I'm a carpenter. What is that in feet? Well, I can take that and divide by 12. It will give me 12.090 feet. Let's put divided by 12 there. 12.090 feet. That is my decimal length of my common rafter from this point here to the intersection of my wall plate. This is where our bird's mouth would be. If I'm going to change that to just the line length of the common rafter, feet, inches, and fractions of an inch. I want to be able to read it on my calculator, or on my tape measure, pardon me. 12.090, when we convert that over, it gives us 12 foot. So we've got 12 full feet. Now we take 0.090 times it by 12. We get 1. We take the remainder and times it by 16 to get 1/16 of an inch, and we end up with 1/16. Please, anytime it's asking you for lengths, feet, inches, and fractions of an inch. Next one, projection as a decimal. So our projection, 7 inches. What that is right here. I'm just going to grab a different marker. Right here, we have 7 inches of projection here. So we're traveling out 7 inches. If I'm 7 inches, I'm not a full unit. I'm 7/12 of a unit. 7 inches out of a full 12. So number 6, and these aren't numbered, I just am magically numbering them. Projection as a decimal. Projection is equal to 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches divided by 12 inches to give me a portion of that unit. It's equal to 7.5 divided by 12, which gives me 0.625 units. So it's not a full unit. It's even less than, or it's just more than half. 6 inches would be 0.5 of a unit. We're over 6, we're less than 12, we're 0.625. We're about 63% of a unit if you want to think of it that way. Now, overhang is a decimal. Overhang as units of run. It's right there. I already figured it out. Overhang as units of run. 0.625 units. Number 8. So those two almost answer themselves at the same time. Overhang as a decimal. So as a decimal foot. So we're going to take 0.625 units, or 625 of a unit, times my unit line length of 12.65 inches, tells me that I'm going to be less than 12.65. When I punch that into my calculator, I am 7.906 inches. We're inches here and just number of units. So I know my answer is in inches. That there, when we change it over to the last one where it asks overhang. Remember, overhang and projection are two different things. This is our overhang right here. line length overhang. So our overhang is now 0.625 of a unit times 12.65 to give me 7.9 inches right here. When I convert that over, I know I have 7 full inches. 0.906 times 16 will give me 15/16 of an inch. Any questions? Of course not. I'm talking to a camera.